Hey, good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and it is about 9:40 a.m. It's Tuesday, uh, February. I think it's the 20. I think it's the 28th. I'm sorry about the little dog. I wanted to try to do a quick video. Yesterday, I went to my mom's place and watched some TV. I don't have a TV here, and I was watching the news, the local news, and it was about this particular train station. I think it was Brownsville, um, and the train station had gotten damaged from I think they said a car accident, and it destroyed part of the infrastructure, and so they had to. The transit had to close down that station, and they allowed a um, you know sh- bus shuttles to get the people around, to other locations since that station is closed. Well, community members of that area who use that station, who are dependent on it to get around in the city, um, cried racism. Okay, and they cried racism and said that, well, there was another train station. The New York City is doing major renovations and building a new subway system that all demographics use. It's the Second Avenue train station. It goes along the length of Second Avenue, which is on the east side of Manhattan, but it'll be connecting to other major stations. The reason for the Second Avenue station, because it's Second Avenue. They have major uh, businesses there, like hospitals, and every demographics use it. But it needed a link because outside. I'm sorry, stop that. Outside of Second Avenue, you have to walk to get to the east side from the trains that they do have on the east side is it's a couple of blocks away. I mean, the blocks are very long. So out of convenience, they are building this Second Avenue station, and so now this community that of the damage train stations complaining and use the race card. It's Most of the people in this area are what they call people of color, and they cried racism, and that they're building the east side train station, and it's implying that mostly whites that live on the east side, but the whites that might live on the east side, they're not going to use a train. They're going to use taxis, limousines. They're not going to use these shabby buses and train stations, you know. And as I mentioned in one of my videos, that the demographics and the whereabouts of certain groups it's like what's happening. I take the subway, and the subway hardly has any white people. At least the trains that I take, connections to different other trains, you don't see them. You used to see a lot of whites taking the train, but now, sorry, but now you don't really see it. And I said in one of my videos, my recent videos, where did all the white people go? So I felt it was a cheap shot of these groups that were arguing about the damaged subway station, and that it was like they were upset that it was going to take longer amounts of time, like 4 weeks over or 6 weeks over the extended time, and they were upset, and anyone would be upset that something is not available for them, but there are things that are being done for them, like the shuttles and everything like that. So it's not like that they can't get around. And I do understand that, you want something working. But I felt it was a cheap shot to say about racism and comparing a station that everybody's going to use, whether it's on the east side, west side. the trains are accessible for every group, and I noticed that a lot of whites aren't even using it. So why even use that race card? New York City has a white mayor, and that white mayor is married to an American black woman, and they have children together, young kids, teenagers. And so I said, man, you're using that race card, and you have a mayor that's married to a black woman. You don't think that black woman is concerned about, you know, other people from her community? And so I thought it was a cheap shot. And then I started thinking about Obama. So here you had your black savior, Obama, that was in the White House for 8 years. But again, why bring him up? It's about accountability. So you're in a system, you live in a community, and your community, you feel that, it's failing you. Or now the train station's failing you because it's not being fixed fast enough, and then you're going to use the race card. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing American blacks using the race card, especially after Obama being in the office, and not complaining about him, and not complaining about accountability. Obama's gone now, and he's, wherever where he is. His family will be protected. He can, if things get rough in the U.S., he can always go to another country. He has his Secret Service people behind him for the rest of his life if he needs it, But those people of color, and in particular American blacks, who may live in neighborhoods that may not be as economically sound as other neighborhoods, but what did you do? What did you do for 8 years to try to build your community? You didn't do anything but complain or protest about going to rich white neighborhoods and complain and then destroy their neighborhoods. You need to start accountability in your own neighborhood and stop using the race card. You had Obama. You currently have a mayor that's married to a black woman, and they live in New York City. Stop with the foolishness. See, you can only do that for so long, and people are going to say enough. People are going to start saying the same thing. If you start saying slurs about other ethnic groups, or make jokes about how they dance or how they talk and all that stuff, people are going to start being, calling you out and say, hey, you're the racist. You're the one that's, you're not even helping yourself in your own community. So this is just a wake up, If you have a problem in your community, get involved with your community and stop complaining and blaming on other people. You should be concerned about the immigration thing. What neighborhoods are they moving into? Your neighborhood. But you think everybody is your friend if they have brown or black skin and Afro texture hair or something. You believe that. And it's not true that people do not necessarily think the same way you do. And just because their skin color might be similar to yours doesn't mean that they're on your bandwagon. They are protecting their own interests, and you assume because what they look like, because they're so-called minority, that they're your friend. They're not your friend. They're coming into your neighborhoods, setting up shop, and then mistreating you. Then you're going to cry discrimination again. Start opening up shops in your own neighborhood. Start catering to yourself. Stop with this stuff. It's not going to, you can't do it for that long, because people are going to call you out and say, you got to take responsibility. Take responsibility and stop using the race card. You already had Obama and all this other stuff. Stop it. That's all that I have to say. Please feel free to comment below, share this video with friends, family members. You could subscribe to Spirit Journey and to give me the thumbs up. And I apologize for my dogs, running around and everything, making noise. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.